1, 2, 3.
Susan Lehrman is the most passionate and effective advocate of cultural diplomacy that I have ever met.
She brings that aesthetic refinement to everything that she does.
And she believes, and that is something we share, that arts, education, exchanges among younger generation of Russians and Americans is one of the best way to do so.
She's managed to keep the avenues open between Russia and the United States on the cultural level.
In a lot of ways, she's doing things, American University is doing things, the Institute is doing things that governments can't do. When the relationship between the governments suffers, there's not the kind of investment in relationship building between the societies that needs to be done. So Susan, in a very important way, is stepping in at a crucial moment and filling a gap.
My philanthropic projects are focused on culture and creating greater cultural understanding between people and between nations.
I have seen the events she's planned. She's a perfectionist. They're always the most beautiful events you could possibly imagine. She spares no effort in making them memorable and beautiful. And this helps to promote the things that she's really interested in. When she did the ball, the opera ball at the Russian embassy, now this is in June, and when we walked in, snowflakes were falling. Can you imagine such a thing? I mean, people couldn't believe their eyes. I don't know how it was done, frankly. I have no idea. But then we got in and there were ballerinas dancing around in the courtyard in a sort of a winter setting.
It was a stunning success. I still remember it. The moment you enter it, it was like entering a fairy tale. And all the premises that we devoted to this ball were decorated on different themes taken from Russian operas.
People are still talking about it, and that was years ago.
In our first meeting, Susan asked me, do you think we can get 300 students from around the Washington area down to the Russian embassy, dressed up in coats and ties, to watch Russian films in the newly renovated Tunlaw Theater? We were able to get way more than 300 students down to the Russian embassy.
The more I saw American students watching the movie, the more I understood that their reaction to what they were seeing on the screen would be absolutely the same as for the Russian kids. In terms of numbers, just try to imagine within less than 5 years of the existence of this program, I was told that we had 15,000 students participating in these programs. It's wonderful.
It's no secret that U.S.-Russian relations are not as strong as they were 2, 3, 4 years ago when we began this. One of the things that Susan understands, and many of the folks in our community understand, is that trying to strengthen cultural understanding between the U.S. and Russia is even more important now.
My projects focus on culture because you can build bridges through culture. Culture is vitally important, and the understanding of culture is vitally important if you want to foster mutual respect, mutual understanding, and cooperation. And that, to me, is an essential quality of the programs that we do at American University and through the Carmel Institute.
In addition to the screenings, the Carmel Institute also gives out a lot of money in the form of awards to help students travel to Russia for language acquisition or to study at Russian universities, in Gimwa and the Higher School of Economics first and foremost. And 70 kids have taken advantage of these awards. I take 10 kids a year over to Russia for 10 days to experience it directly with me, go to museums, go to concerts, and read books about the country and its history. We have seminars while we're in Moscow and St. Petersburg, and we travel around the country. And so these are all the various programs that we have undertaken thanks to Susan's generosity.
One of the things that we've discovered since launching the Initiative for Russian Culture is that some of our very best students, our most ambitious students, are going to the events, are taking advantage of Susan's very generous scholarship opportunities, and spending time in Russia to get to know Russian culture and history.
Carmel Institute focuses on college students in order to help them form their own opinions based on their personal experiences of Russia and of dealing with Russians.
What I do, what I'm trying to do, is to get people to think not only with their minds, but with their hearts.
Even though we've seen tremendous changes over the last couple of decades, it's clear that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in building better understanding between these two societies. And the work that Susan has done and will do, I think, is absolutely essential in continuing to build on this in a very positive way.
One of the remarkable characteristics of Susan Carmel Lehrman is how much of herself she puts into her projects.
She's very understated, actually. She's not flamboyant in any way, but what she does is absolutely incredible.
I've seen a significant number of people who are willing to support culture, to support exchanges, but I haven't seen a person like her who does it not for public relations image, not to make her business interest more advanced, because she doesn't seek any advantages for her own business interest as a result of what she does for helping Russian-American relations and a mutual understanding.
Susan Lehrman succeeds in ways that mere diplomats sometimes can only envy.
What I enjoy the most about my projects is working with the wonderful people that I've been able to work with. And I feel very honored and blessed to be able to work with the people that I have.
Dear Susan, thank you for your commitment to education. Thank you for opening the wonders of Russia to thousands of American students, and thank you for making the personal effort to be involved in this program and to see it grow by leaps and bounds over the past 4 years.
Susan, congratulations on this great honor that you've just been given. I feel privileged and happy to be your good friend, and I want always to see you acknowledged and celebrated.
Congratulations, Susan. We at American University and students from around the Washington, D.C. area are extraordinarily lucky to have you as a colleague, a visionary supporter, and as a friend.
Susan, this award is not just well-deserved recognition for everything that you have done, for all your successes in building better understanding between these two countries. It's also a pretty important vote of confidence in you and everything that you will do in the future. And I'm looking forward to being a part of that with you.
Susan, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on the award. It's well-deserved. And I would say that my wife, myself, and all people in the embassy who had the chance to work with you, I'm proud to be able to call you a friend. But what is the most important, as far as I'm concerned, is that you have conquered a lot of friendships from students, from professors, those who benefit from everything you do in order to promote better understanding and to promote ties between people of our countries. Thank you for that.